Got it. Preparing to go. And then we'll do the same thing with
Facebook.
Oh, it looks like it's
Right.
good.
I thought you said to let everybody in.
Yeah, I did, yeah. That's
Oh,
good.
okay, good.
That's good. Right. What do we do now?
Welcome, everybody.
You're very welcome. I'd like to see some faces.
Yeah, it would be nice if we could see them.
We don't talk to names, only faces.
Yes.
Can't see any faces at all, not a single face. Come on, show yourself.
There we go. Hi, Pat.
Thank you, Pat. Thank you,
Hi,
Alan.
I was just trying,
Adriano.
I've only used Zoom once or twice before. I didn't know where the things were to turn the speaker on and the
That's all right.
video.
Great.
But anyway,
Hi, Nico.
sussed it
So,
now.
Zoe, this is no longer giving me the option to do Facebook streaming.
Then you can just cancel the YouTube and do the Facebook because you should be able to do both. So
Shall I just leave it on there and see what happens? Just
sure,
leave it.
you can. Sure.
Live on YouTube. Oh dear.
Oh dear. Live to the world. It means there's 9 people looking at you.
Oh dear. I should have put a mask on.
That's a good idea, yeah.
Axel apologizes. He has no camera and no mic. He's working on it.
All right.
Sometimes if you go back out and back in, Axel, that works.
Sure does. There's Kyle.
Hi, Kyle.
There's Kyle. Hello. And there's
Yes.
and a few...
Merry Christmas.
Yeah.
Merry Christmas.
You look that's got the tree and everything going on there.
All right. Good stuff. Okay, folks. Well, welcome to this Q&A, harmonica Q&A session. It has 2 parts. One is a Q and one is an A. The first bit's down to you, the second bit's down to me. If there's no Q's, there's no A's.
So can anyone start then?
Yeah.
All right then. Okay.
You can start.
I'll start then.
Everybody else can think of their questions. Otherwise, it's going to be a very short and enjoyable session.
Right. Okay. I'll start off just by a sort of basic introduction. Okay. I bought this thing a while ago, about 4 or 5 years ago, and ended up putting it away because I couldn't make any decent noise with it. And then a few months ago, 3 months ago, things started popping up on YouTube. Nothing to do with music. But anyway, I thought I'd have another go at it. So we got it out of the box again, and I've been trying to do more practice or regular practice, but I'm having real trouble because I'm not music. I've got no musical skill, no musical understanding really at all, which is why I thought one of these things might be useful.
But you've got the desire.
Well, yeah, I want to do stuff with it. I've been practicing last post, believe it or not, which is all single notes. But I'm not very good at getting single notes. But one of the biggest problems I've got is trying to get a reasonable sound from draw notes. So I was just having a play with it before this thing went live. So I'll give you an idea of it'll probably work properly now. But that's a 5 draw. How about that? It worked. I don't believe it. I usually end up with something that's really sort of like, I don't know, I can't even do it now. I don't believe it, it's working. Oh, there you go.
As soon as you go on stage, you sound brilliant.
4, there's a 4.
The story of my life. Oh, no, wait, it's the opposite.
Is that sort of right? It wasn't sounding like that 5 minutes ago, I can assure you. It was sounding, because I was actually doing... See, there's a 3 that isn't really a 3. I've got the I bought the course recently with the chugging riffs and all the 101 riffs.
Okay, yeah.
I got that a couple of weeks ago, so I've been trying to do these riffs, So second question is, I can't.
We haven't answered the first question yet.
Oh, no, we haven't answered the first question.
You want to go on to the second question? That's okay. Come back to the first question after the second question.
Do it logically, which is not me. I'm not logical. But okay. So why is it I keep getting really weird, really bum notes?
Why are you sounding perfect?
I have absolutely no idea, because it doesn't it's not happened before. I can't believe this. Literally, I was doing this 5 minutes ago, and I thought, what's going on here? And that's why that was my first question.
Well, you've just figured it out. You sound brilliant.
Well, I don't know. As soon as someone else talks, it will go wrong. Okay, so on to the second question. I want to be too greedy, folks. Anyway, back to
we're all right.
Back to my lack of musical talent and knowledge. Right, trying to learn these riffs. Some of them are sort of, I can do quite easy, well, not easily, but I can do them. Once I've got something to play along to. So the videos were really useful to play real speed, slow speed, mid speed.
Yep.
So 1 to 5 is the sheet I'm looking at the moment. But if you've got a 12 bars backing track, where do these fit into the general scheme of things in a 12 bars track? That's what I can't work out.
Right. This book, is this 101 blues riffs, or is it another 101 blues riffs?
Right.
They're different.
I think, right. It said 101 new blues riffs. That's the title I'm looking at on my screen up here. 101 new blues riffs, I think it is. Yeah, that's what it says. Learn 101 new blues riffs.
What else does it tell you? I'm just trying to work out which of the two books it is just now. Or show me the page again.
Can I show? Oh, right. Okay. I can probably play you one.
Well, just show me that page again, but a bit more central.
Can you see it?
A bit further out.
A bit further out.
Right. Okay. I think that's called another 101 blues riffs.
Oh, is it? Okay. Maybe it's okay.
I think it's got the word another in it. All right. That's fine. Okay. The thing with the single notes is, it's not really something you should be doing until you've been playing for probably a month. Quite seriously. Playing single notes is a hard thing to do.
Yeah.
And it's not something I would recommend initially.
Okay.
I would recommend chords, breathing, chugging, rhythm, train sounds, ha ha, hoo, hoochie coochie, all of those sort of things.
Yeah.
Don't involve any single note playing initially, because you've got to get your rhythms right. It don't mean a thing if it ain't got that swing, the man said, Duke Ellington. If you play a tune, if you listen to a child in a school concert, they get on stage, they play something and they run off. And everybody goes, have they finished? And you can't tell if they've finished because it's got no musical integrity, because there's no rhythm to it.
Right.
They just play all the notes and they run away. So tune has to have a rhythm. Otherwise it just doesn't work.
Yeah.
So the first thing to work on with music, I think, is rhythm and timing. I mean, I still work on it myself, and I think all musicians do. Rhythm and timing. That's the most important. That is the roots of music.
Yeah.
Secondly, you would think about harmony. That's chords. And then thirdly, you would think about melodies. That's single notes. And tunes and improvising and scales. That's sort of the cream on the cake.
Right. Yeah, I practiced the scales, and I managed to work out that you can go from 1 all the way up. You can go 1 up the scale, and then 4 up the scale, and so on. So I've done all those. I can do them okay.
Yeah. I think you're not approaching this in a very logical way. I think you're kind of jumping around and stabbing at it, and not really approaching it in a logical way.
Right.
Perhaps. I might tell me if I'm wrong, but this is the first one to do, is ha ha hoo hoo. Everybody can have a go at this. So it's grab holes 1 and 2 on your harmonica. Everybody can have a go. Everybody. And you're just saying, you're whispering ha ha hoo, hoo. Out, it's one breath out, ha, ha. And one breath in, hoo, hoo. So without the harmonica, it's going to sound. That's without the harmonica. That's much harder work. With the harmonica, it's easier. So let's everybody join in with that. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, how's that feeling, Pat?
Yep.
Probably you want to do that for 5 or 10 minutes a day.
Right, okay.
Everybody. Some people do it. I think Zoe's managed 20 minutes.
All right.
Just doing that, and you learn a lot from that. So that's Joe Filisko's Ha Ha Hoo Hoo. So I'd recommend doing that to start with.
Okay.
What's cool about that is you're blowing first, because usually when you're playing second position all the time, you're always drawing, and it's kind of nice. You blow first. It kind of makes it something different. And
then you challenge yourself with the stamina. How long can you do it for? 1 minute, 2 minutes, 10 minutes, 20 minutes. And then you challenge yourself with the speed. And lots of other things you challenge yourself with. It sounds better to my ears on a low key harmonica, so I would probably recommend trying that on a G if you've got one.
I've got an A.
That'll do.
I've got an A and a C.
I'll show you how it sounds on a G. It doesn't really matter. And just sort of experiment with. Nice. Yeah, very nice.
How'd you do it that fast?
You start slowly. A bit like a train. They all start slowly. You can use a metronome to just check your speed. Just take it easy, take it steady. Then I would do lots of chugging, and I would do train sounds. I've got courses on train sounds and chugging, which I would recommend people take. You can do it all on your own, of course, but the courses are laid out.
Right. So I've got a chugging one here. Chugging riffs number 3.
Yeah, it's a big subject. Chugging. I'll tell you what, Pat. Does that get you started?
Yeah.
Let's see if there's any other questions, and then we'll come back to you. If there's time, we'll come back to this.
Yeah, no problem.
There should be plenty of time. Okay, Zoe, who is next with the questions?
Well, I think we get to go now because nobody seems to have any more questions.
Well, it's been lovely seeing you all. Thank you very much. Oh. Come on, guys. Q&A. Questions. Questions is you. Answers is me. You know how it works. If you don't have any questions, why are you here? You know everything already.
Can you hear me?
Yes. Who are you speaking?
John Johnson.
I
haven't got a picture. I'm sorry. My video camera's not working.
Oh, never mind. Right. That's why I can't see you then.
Yes.
Anyway, I can hear you loud and clear, Mr. Johnson. Go right ahead, sir.
Oh, call me Johnny. Everybody else does.
Come on, Johnny.
Now, I've had a mouth organ for many years.
Yes.
I've never done very much with it.
Right.
And my 6-year-old grandson used to play it or used to make a noise out of it. And,
right.
Filled it full of biscuit crumbs, which I managed to clear out.
Good Lord.
And so I got him a cheaper one, and he's not allowed to touch this one. It is
right.
It is a Hohner, and
Yes.
it says Super Chromatica, Chromatic Harmonica,
64.
and it's in G, and it's
Yes.
got a slide. It has a slide on it.
Yes.
So is that a reasonably good mouth organ?
Yes, it's a very nice chromatic harmonica. Yes.
Right.
There are 4 types of harmonicas. Chromatic, that's the one with the button on the side.
Yes.
And I must admit, I don't really play those or teach those. It's quite a different beast to the one I use. The one I use is the 10-hole diatonic, which is the small one.
This has 12 holes.
Yes, this is a diatonic. So diatonic means, if you think of the piano, the white notes on it are the diatonic notes.
Yes.
If you include the black notes, that's chromatic.
All right.
So the chromatic harmonica is a, and Mr. Herring is showing us one there. It's or it might be a Herring harmonica. I don't know. Or perhaps are you the owner of the company? Perhaps are we honoured to have Mr. Senor Herring here, all the way from Brazil? Who knows? We don't. We'll never know. So,
you do think it's quite a reasonable harmonica to have?
Oh, marvelous! Absolutely marvelous. Yes. The way the chromatics work is it's a C harmonica and a C sharp harmonica, or in your case a G and a G sharp, bolted together. When you press the slide in, the air shoots to
Goes into the bottom.
the other reed plate.
Yes.
So if you play hole 1 blow, it'll be a G, and if you
Yes.
play hole 1 blow with a button in, it'll go to G sharp.
G sharp. Yes. Right. I understand that. No, that's fine.
On the chromatic, all of the notes that are on the piano, there's a reed for each of those on the instrument itself. On the diatonic, half of them are missing. And the way you get the notes is by note bending, which adds character. So they sound very, very different. It's a bit like, if you look at a church organ and a piano, you think, well, they look like they're the same, but they're really not at all. They're really quite different. They have a certain appearance of similarity, but they're really quite different beasts, have different uses. You would use different music.
One strings and the other's flutes.
Well, they are quite different, but they look rather similar. So the diatonic and the chromatic do look like they're all called harmonicas. But you would tend to find the chromatics are used, generally speaking, in classical music and in jazz. Probably if you're going to play jazz or classical, you probably would want to get a chromatic and learn how to play that. If you want to play blues and rock and folk and country, generally you'll be thinking of a diatonic harmonica. I say generally because these rules can easily be broken, and you can swap this all around if you want. But that's, if you look at most people who play country music will use a diatonic. Most people who play jazz on the harmonica will use a chromatic. Most, not all. Most. And with classical, almost all will use a chromatic harmonica because it's you need more consistency with classical music, whereas with blues and rock and folk and country, you don't need that. You need more character than consistency. You need it to be a bit off the wall.
If you don't use the slide, does that not then become a diatonic?
No.
No. All right.
Well,
And
go on, Zoe.
you have 2 people starting to line up, so I just thought I'd let you know.
Perfect. Larry
Okay.
and Jeff.
Thank you very much.
We'll carry on, Johnny, with you a second. If the button is not used on the chromatic, let's call it a C, you would have C, E, G, C on the blow notes, and D, F, A, B on the draw notes, and that set of 4 repeats 4 times on a 16 hole. So they are effectively diatonic notes, but you wouldn't be able to bend. Well, if you're really good, I have heard Toots Thielman's bending notes on a chromatic, but it's typically not done. So you would be able to play it diatonically. That's true, and that makes it very similar to a tremolo, which is a diatonic instrument. You can't really bend notes on the tremolo, and they tend to be tuned. As I've just mentioned, they call it solo tuning. There are different tunings of tremolos, but those tend to be diatonic instruments. And the chromatic harmonica is the one where you press the button in if you want the sharps and flats. So it's a different way of getting it, and it's not better or worse or easier or harder. But I guess it's somebody's preference. Perhaps if somebody has listened to Larry Adler all their life, they might want to play the same instrument as him. That would be the chromatic. If somebody's listened to Bob Dylan and John Lennon, then they played diatonic much more, so that sort of person might be more drawn towards the diatonic. I don't know. None of this is really fixed. And then you've got orchestral instruments, which is bass and chords and harmonetta and vinetta and all types of things. So those are all called orchestral. So there's 4 types of harmonica: diatonic, chromatic, tremolo, orchestral.
Well, thank you very much.
You're very welcome.
Didn't that fellow out of Chicago, little Walter?
Walter, that's the fellow.
Didn't he play chromatic?
Well, a lot of the blues guys play the chromatic in third position, so D minor on a C chromatic.
You just draw notes pretty much. You can just have some fun with that too.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, exactly. I think one of the main reasons for that was a diatonic harmonica doesn't look very good on the album cover. So
this picture's of little Walter with a chromatic, though. I think it's a Chromatica 270 or something. I've seen it.
Yeah, it's on. I know. Yeah, I've got one over there, I think. And that was the
exception. But you can play it in D and then just do draw notes and just make sure if you press it in, you're on the 3-hole and blow it in. And you can get.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, there's a lot of people, a lot of blues players use the chromatic in what we call third position. So that's playing in D minor on a C harmonica.
Right.
Yeah, so it's all good.
So, okay. There's all kinds of rules, and then there's guys that break them and sound good, right?
You've got to break them. Got to break the rules. Probably best to learn them first, then break them. Find out what they are, then break them. Then break them the hell all the way open. Right, thank you, Johnny. Good question. Stick with us. By the way, if you're interested, are you in the UK, Mr. Johnny Johnson? He's gone. Is he still there?
I'm in Scotland.
Scotland. All right, that's pretty close then. If you have a look at harmonica.co.uk,
yes,
and you will find a lot of friends there who play the chromatic harmonica. Harmonica.co.uk. It's called Harmonica UK. It's the UK charity for harmonica people. I was trying to think of the word there. Victims.
That's been very helpful. Thank you very much indeed.
Stick around. Nice to have you here. Larry is next, and then it's Jeff, and then anybody else wants to line up with a question. Get thinking. If you haven't got a question, start thinking of one. Larry's first, then Jeff. Larry, Mr. Hobdy, go ahead. How are you, sir?
Ben, I'm doing well, thank you.
Good to see you again.
Thank you. I'm out of the USA, Pacific Northwest.
I know.
Which matters not.
Matters to me.
My question is, after several years, many years of practicing and playing, I still have difficulty with 3-draw bends.
Yeah,
not
me too.
So much with a half step, not even so much, believe it or not, with 1.5.
It's the first one.
The whole step bend, hitting it accurately.
Oh, right. So there's 3 bends, aren't there? Let's talk about a C harmonica.
Yes, the half step bend.
Okay. So just for the record, for everybody else listening, we've got it on the draw on 3. We've got a B. Let me just check that on the piano. Where's a B? There you go. That's correct. That proves it. And then we've got, on the blow, we've got a G. So let's open up the question. Show me some fingers now. How many, if that's the blow and that's the draw, B, G, how many notes are missing on the piano keyboard? In other words,
C,
which
G.
notes? No, let's get people to show their fingers. How many notes are missing? In other words, how many bends are there on the 3-hole draw? Everybody show me some fingers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I can see 2. I've got a 2, I've got a 2, I've got a 3, I've got a 3, I've got a 2. Any advance on a 2? Come on, everybody. Show me your fingers. Everybody, show me some fingers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 2. All right, Chuck, no need to be like that. Let's try and keep this on a high basis. I know what you Americans are like. All right, well, listen. Here's B. Here's G. How many notes were there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Those are all on hole 3. So that's what Larry's talking about. So of those, you've got draw in, bend it down a bit, bend it a bit more, bend it a bit more, then blow. That takes you the chromatic sequence, yeah? All right, Larry, so you've got your draw. Show me your draw 2, draw 3. Play that for me. Can you bend it down a half step to B flat? Pretty good. And the next one. And the next one. And the next one, blow. So you're playing. Right, where's the problem again?
Trying to hit quickly and quickly and accurately the 3 whole step bend.
All right.
Down to B flat.
Yeah, well, you can hit them slowly and accurately, can't you? You just did.
Yes, but when you're playing a song and it calls for a 3 whole step bend and you got half a second to get there and do it right.
Right,
What
right.
do you have exercises then that you might think of to?
Yeah, absolutely. Or whatever speed you want. Do that for an hour a day.
Alrighty.
What about if you just wanted to go from the B to the A to the G? 3 blind mice. Try that. Just unmute, Larry, and try that for me. Okay, so you're not hitting the pitch right there, are you?
No.
Check with the point of reference always, everybody. Right, can you play Mary Had a Little Lamb on that hole 3? It's all on hole 3, so there's a good exercise for you.
Yeah, okay.
Another good exercise, Larry, would be, why don't you play the major scale starting on 1 blow?
Do you mean now?
Yeah, anytime you like. We're not busy.
If I knew how to do it, I would.
E, F, G, A, B, C. Okay, so that's something for you to work on. Right?
Very good, yes.
Why do you play F major?
F major.
On a C harmonica. It's the same as C, but you need a B flat in there. So I suggest you sit at the piano and play an F major scale or any point of reference and get it on the harmonica as well. Does that help, Larry? Is that a few exercises for you?
Yes. One final question. Do you think it matters one way or the other?
No.
To use a tuner to see
Yeah, you
if
can.
you're accurately.
Yeah, you can, sure.
Okay.
When you use a tuner, are you talking about a tuner that
tells you what note you're playing? Yeah, tells you what note you're playing.
All right. So when you're trying to get accuracy with playing the right note, if you play something into a little machine and it goes, "Yep, you're playing a B flat," yes, sir, that is of some help, clearly. But you're kind of training your ears, you're kind of training your eyes in a way. If you're standing on a bandstand trying to play the right note, the note in context, this is not going to help at all. But if you do it the other way around, if you find something that produces a sound called B flat or whatever, and you try and recreate that by your ears. So if I get a B flat, that's much more useful skill to learn, I think. But both is good.
Yeah. All
both.
Right.
Do it both ways. If you're trying to really super accurately bend, I do like to use a tuner, I must admit. I like to use clear tune. And that can definitely help. But you're training your eyes more than anything else. And I think it helps. They both help.
Yeah. Very good. Thank you.
Excellent. Right. Jeff. We're with Jeff now. And then after that, we've got...
Before my question, I'd just like to thank you for clarification on using a tuner as opposed to ear. Because I've been using a tuner. And suddenly, from what you've just said, I need to pitch the note out there and then try and match it. So I've been using my eyes and not my ears. So thanks for that.
Great. Well, one other thing that I could just add to that, which is quite amusing. You guys can try this. Why don't you all try this? Get two harmonicas of different keys. Any one you like. Choose a random note on one and try and recreate it on the other. I'll try and demonstrate it and probably look like a complete idiot. So that random note turned out to be blow 4 and a B flat, which is the note of B flat. And then the note on the harmonica that I found was 3 draw single bend. That's also B flat. So that was a random note. It happened to be the one that we were talking about earlier, but not particularly intentional. So just grab a random harmonica, random key, just do a random note, straight, bent, whatever you like, doesn't matter, and then try and recreate that on the other harmonica in a different key. And that's very good ear training. Right, back to you, Jeff.
Right. I am not a chromatic player, despite the fact that I'm holding one up here. I bought this because I wanted to see how they worked.
Okay, very good.
About 3 weeks ago, it cost me 10 quid. It's a Hohner 270.
Good Lord.
I bought it to take it apart and have a look and see what.
Been ripped off.
10 quid, yeah.
Should be about 300.
The 10 quid came with a Hohner Marine band and a Swan, I think, thrown in. So
Madness.
I did have to pay £3 postage. Anyway, I've been playing around with this thing and having a look and taking it apart and trying to work out what's going. Well, of course, that introduced me into wind savers.
Yep.
And so I thought, well, I better learn something about these because I'm just trying to learn about what this thing's all about.
Okay.
And as part of the learning about the wind savers, last night I was listening to a guy rabbiting on, and he was on about using wind savers on a diatonic. And I thought, I need to talk to somebody about that. And as it happens, you just happen to be here. So,
right. Okay. So you want to know about wind savers on a diatonic?
Well, I want to know whether it's worth the effort. Because it's like an awful lot of effort.
No.
If it's not, then I won't bother.
No, shouldn't bother. Unless you've got plenty of time on your hands, plenty of cash in your pocket, I shouldn't bother. Here's the one that I know that I have two of is Suzuki ProMaster V for valve. So I've got one ear, and it's got a valve. I can see it now on holes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 draw and 7, 8, 9, 10 blow. That's where the valves are. And I don't know if you'll see this.
Don't have to focus. Yeah, that's the notes this guy was on about. He sort of said, you know.
Who was this guy?
I can't remember. It just I don't actually bother. I sort of generally record, write down who it is or what it is I've looked at, so I can go back if I need to. But a random person that was playing
Well,
around.
it could be Brendan Power because he's the one who invented this particular instrument or was involved in the invention of this.
I don't think it was. I think it was somebody that was.
So what happens is, this is a D harmonica. So on a normal D, the blow chord is reasonably strong. But if you've got the draw reeds valved, they close and become super airtight when you blow. So the blow chord becomes extremely loud and tight. Well, maybe you can't hear the difference, but the response I'm feeling is the blow notes on the valved there's an extreme resistance to blowing because the draw reed is closed off by the valve, by the wind saver. As I blow, it closes it more. So it makes them more efficient. That means I can also blow bend on 1 through 6. Which you can't do on the normal ones. It stops you overblowing, but it does allow you to blow bend on all of the notes. You can blow bend on. So you can blow bend on every single note, and presumably you can draw bend. You can draw bend on every single note as well. Stops you overblowing and overdrawing, so it changes the whole setup of the system. Worth a try. You can buy the valves. Seidel sell the valves separately. I think it's called the Gazelle method. PT Gazelle uses half valves, so you can buy a set of valves and you stick them on. You want to try it, or you buy a Suzuki Pro 20 with the word valved on the side, or Pro 20V. Why did I do it? I think I did it because I brought Brendan Power's book, Play Irish Harmonica on the, or something on the blues harp or something like that. Play Irish music on the blues harp. And he recommended having the Paddy Richter tuning on the Pro 20, what's it called? Pro Valve thing. Yeah, so I was kind of following his example. I have used them quite a lot playing Cayley music, and they really kick out when you want to blow a note. You get very strong blow notes, which you don't normally. Normally the draw notes on the diatonic are the ones that really kick.
So it's worth me having a go on something that I've just bought. Not on this one, but something else I've just bought for a
Well, why not? If you're interested in learning, why not?
Yeah. Right.
Great.
Magic. Thanks very much.
Great stuff.
It was that just came into my head after Johnny Johnson said. I thought last night I must ask somebody, and there you were. So thanks very much for that. That's
great stuff. Excellent. Who's next? Mr. Herring. Where is he? Can't see him.
Mr. Herring left, so you have Jack Miranda.
Jack, go for it. How are you, Jack? Nice hat, by the way. Patriots hat.
Can you hear me?
Yes, and we can see you as well.
All right, very good.
Working on 2 levels.
All right.
2 senses are working.
I may have asked you this before.
Probably, yes.
I don't remember. How do you get that? I'm working on the song Midnight Cowboy, which has a lot of quarter notes and eighth notes. So I thought it would be easy, but I'm having a lot of difficulty with it. The way it's written, how can I play the notes at a lower scale than what it's written?
Right. Well, show me what you've got so far.
Well,
play it. Just play it.
Oh, I can't play anything. It sounds horrible.
Oh, well, see what you got.
And then it goes to a B flat, and the B flat is a draw. I have to draw that note, right, to get the B flat.
Yeah, it was originally played on a chromatic. Don't forget.
Oh, was it? Because there's 3 flats. There's a B flat, the D flat, and the E flat. And
I can't remember how it goes now. Is it that one?
That's the one. Yeah.
That's just the start of the tune, isn't it?
Yeah, that's the song. Now,
you can't copy the original because it's played on a different instrument.
Okay. Now, when you play that, do you start that on hole 4?
Yes, it is hole 4. Yeah.
It is hole 4. Okay.
First 4 notes, and there's no bent notes in there.
Right. The second measure has 1 bent.
And I can't be sure if I've got that right now. I'd have to listen to the original. Okay. Does anybody know? Does it go like that?
That's how it goes.
Is that right?
Yeah, that's it.
Which is... So it's B flat,
A,
G,
and F.
G. So I guess it's the same as we were saying earlier on to Larry. Learn to play the major scale from one blow.
Okay.
And then you won't have any trouble with it. Just the B flat has to fit in there.
Okay, I thought I had to play it at a high, at a higher register around the 7th or 8th hole, and I can't do that. Like the scale that I play is from 4%.
Well, that's only got 1 bend in it. That's the 6th overblow for the B flat. Otherwise, it's a diatonic tune. Other than the B flat, it's a diatonic tune.
Okay. Because I thought it was written that way for the higher register, but I'll try to play it on the lower register then. See if I have a better luck that way.
Yeah, I mean, it's both tricky because you've got a lot of bending to do it, and it originally was played on the chromatic. So
was it? I didn't know that.
I think who played it? Was it Toots Thielman or was it Tommy Riley? Was it perhaps? I can't remember. Does anybody know? Somebody want to Google that? Midnight Cowboy. Original.
It was Toots.
Was it Toots? All right.
Okay. I just thought it would be an easy song to learn because the notes aren't difficult. But boy, was I wrong because I'm having a lot of difficulty with it. And
yeah, you've got to get this bending down.
Okay.
Jack.
All right.
That's what the diatonic's all about. That's its character, and that's its problem and its character.
Okay, so when you hit a sharp, that means you have to overblow, right?
No.
If I want to sharpen note, how do I sharpen note?
Which note?
If you
note?
Draw, or any note. Say is there something in the key of G? That means the F is sharped. So
right.
If I play how do I sharp that F?
And the lower octave, it's 2 draw single bend. In the middle octave, it's 5 overblow. And the top octave, it's 8 blow bend or 9. I forget now. It's up there somewhere.
What was that again? If you don't mind.
In the low octave, it's 2 draw single bend. The note of F sharp, right?
Yeah, I use that.
Nine blow bend. F sharp. I was playing around the other day and I've realised I could play an F sharp major on a C harmonica quite easily.
Wow.
That's F sharp major on a C harmonica. Quite surprising, I found. So it's quite surprising that you can do that, isn't it? Or let's see, Frere Jacques. Going a bit wrong there. But if you spent an hour a day learning to play in F sharp major on a C harmonica, you could play any tune you want. Major key, minor key.
Well, F sharp major.
F sharp minor is pretty nice as well. F sharp minor is pretty nice on a C harmonica.
I thought the questions. Sorry to interrupt. I thought the question.
No, that's all right. It's okay.
Was how to play F sharp on a G harmonica, wasn't it? Or was it C harmonica?
I don't think that was specified.
I thought he said, how do I play F sharp on a G harmonica?
Is that right? Did you say that, Jack?
No, I just wanted to know how to play it. I thought if you played a sharp, you had to overblow it.
No.
Evidently, I'm wrong.
It's not as simple as that because every octave is different. So there's three answers. There's a different answer for every octave.
Okay.
In the case of pretty much all the notes. I mean, some of them will be the same.
Right.
Like C sharp is the same in the lower octave and the middle octave. Okay. Does that get your question answered, Jack?
I'm probably spending too much time on it, but
yeah, normally you overthink everything.
Yeah, I've been told that by many people.
Okay, let's go back to Pat.
Okay.
Okay. Hello.
Yes, Pat.
Right. Okay. Done it again. Perfect. I can't believe it. I've just been sat here twiddling about, and it's I couldn't get one to save me life. No, just go. That's a 3. I see. That's what we end up with. Something sounding like that. That's a bit more normal. Anyway, that wasn't the question. I also printed this off. Would that also be a good training session? I've done bits of it. Well, I've done it, but I've not sat and practiced it. So almost adding infinitum because you worried about your missus going bonkers. You know, what's that bloody row upstairs? You know.
Well, what you want to do to? Well, no. I tell you what. Let's ask the ladies here. How can Pat stop sending his missus bonkers when he's doing stuff to the harmonica? Any ladies like to comment on that? Give us your female wisdom on the subject. How can poor Pat stop making Mrs. Scully, if that is indeed a name? I'll go with that for the minute.
Yeah.
Going bonkers. Pam, yeah. Go for it, Pam.
Okay, I would say go in your car and do what you need to do in the car.
And drive to Canada.
I would say stay inside and give her a gift of earplugs.
I would say buy her a banjo.
Oh dear.
Oh, I was hoping that you were going to say, play her something beautiful like My Way or something like that, and she'll be blown over by what your talent has turned into.
I did tell my wife she married a harmonica player and just got to deal with it. That's it.
She's got to deal with it.
Just got to deal.
Or move on. Get one or the other.
I did try playing her the last post, but she wasn't too impressed. So.
Yeah, well, it's not such a jolly little tune there, is it? You want to give us something that's got some sort of attractiveness rather than the last post. It's a bit final, isn't it?
Yeah. Well,
how about Morning Has Broken or something bit more?
I did. I tried that because I bought this book as well.
Oh, very good idea. Yes.
Yeah, because it seemed like a good place to start.
Yeah, the first 50 songs does sound like a good place to start. Yes.
Another place to start, but
you can't buy a book that says the first 51 songs, can you? The first songs after you've done 50.
I did try Sound of Silence. I've tried that a few times in Scarborough Fair.
Just so long as you make sure you're playing these things in rhythm. So use a backing track or a metronome to make sure you're playing in rhythm.
Yeah, because I've been these for the time being because I thought, well, I need to go back to maybe doing basics first. I didn't know if I was trying to run or sprint before I'd even got walking, really.
Yeah. We do have a system, Pat, that might suit you. It's coaching and mentoring on a daily basis for 90 days.
Right.
Coaching and mentoring every single day for 90 days.
Is that a course? That's a course, is it?
It's a program. It's a program which some people here are on currently, and it's going quite well. It's called harmonicamastery.com. So if anybody is interested in having a go at being coached and mentored daily by me and a group of people, it's not for the faint of heart. It's quite full on, but it's good fun. I think it's good fun.
Right. Because my ears aren't, I have real difficulty also. You say play, learn by ear or play by ear. I was just listening to you doing those 5 notes.
Yeah.
No chart. I mean, I know this is going to sound really weird, but I find it quite difficult to pick whether notes are higher or lower. I don't know.
That's all ear training, Pat. That's ear training. It takes time. It's normal to not know that difference.
All right.
It just takes time. So we can certainly help you with that. I think can I go on to Mark now, Pat?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, crack on. Yeah.
Mark, your question. So yeah, Pat, have a look at the harmonicamastery.com, see if it would suit you or not. It's not for everyone, but it is.
Okay.
There's about half a dozen people here who have been on it or who are on it currently, being tortured every day. Put your hands up if you're on it or been on it. There's a few. A few people are being tortured. Okay, great. Mark, what is your...
Mark left himself unmuted most of the time, so I kind of made the assumption that he wanted to speak to you.
There he is. There we go. Mark, you've got a question?
Have I got a question? Probably.
Okay.
Positions. So obviously I'm familiar with just normal diatonic key and cross harp. And I know if I want to do like a D minor sort of thing, I can pick up a C harmonica.
Yep. Third position.
Yeah. Well, I didn't know. I don't know all the. I don't know all the the technicalities of what they're called and what you can do, if that makes sense. So I know I can do it, but I didn't know it was called a third position. I know cross harp and that.
Can I give you a quick brief overview? It's a huge subject. Can I give you a very brief overview of it?
You can give me a brief one or a long one.
Well, it's going to be a 7-minute one maximum. If there's no more questions, we'll do it for 7 minutes. There are 12 notes in a musical octave. You all know this, right? Do you know that? Here they are. I'll play them for you on the piano. And then it starts again. So you can have 7 different. You can have 12 different starting points. But let's just take the white notes of the piano. Here's the white notes. 7 of them. So the most useful positions are connected with those 7 white notes on the piano as played on a C harmonica. So if we say there's 7, each one of those is the starting point of 7 positions. It's musical modes. So it's the church modes. So you've got the mode C to C, the one that's D to D, E to E, F to F, G to G, A to A, B to B, and then it starts to repeat. Yeah?
Yeah, how come you said that D minor would be the third position then? Wouldn't that be the second position?
It goes up. It's sort of,
Does it go in
you can either list it in alphabet order, like C, then D, then E, or you can go up in the circle of fifths. So if C is the first one, C, D, E, F, G is the second one, G, A, B, C, D is the third. So
Okay.
D is the third, in the sequence of the circle of fifths, D is the third
Gotcha.
thing.
Okay.
And so it goes.
Oh, okay.
We've got 4 minutes left. So basically, first position is based on the root note of C. So that's 1, 4, 7, 10 blowing. It typically is a blowing out position, and you would be playing straight music, major key music, folk music, classical, something like that. Second position is based on G. So that's 2 draw is the root note, and any other Gs. That's a breathing in position. That's more bluesy because it's the Mixolydian mode, so it's got a flat 5. So most blues is played in second position. Third position is the root note on D. I'm talking about a C harmonica. So that's the Dorian mode. So it's a minor scale. E is a minor. Where do I get to? D. A is a minor. A is the Aeolian mode. E is the Phrygian mode.
I've got it now. Thank you very. I've got that. Thank you very much to clarify.
We'll try and relate it to the piano keyboard, and it should help you to understand it, I think, even if you don't play piano.
Yeah, no, I get it now. Understood. Thank you.
Very good. Now, guys, we have an open mic. I think on the email I sent to you, there's an open mic. It's a different Zoom code, simply because it gets streamed somewhere differently. So you're very welcome to come to that and join in and play or listen to Geoffrey Frost singing about the winter solstice or something.
Is that not Jack Frost?
It's Jeff Frost. He had to change his name because of the I don't know, a guy called Jack, I suppose.
It's a joke.
Right.
Oh,
it's a joke. We always keep this here just in case. Just in case there's any Americans in the house. Sorry, Chuck. Kyle, you're exempt. Right. I think that's it. Thank you very much for coming. We won't do this next Sunday or Saturday because it'll be Christmas Day in some parts of the world, but we will do it in 2 weeks' time at the same time on the same Zoom code, and I'm aiming to do this every week. Maybe not if there's 5 weeks in the month, we'll do the first 4, and then we'll lie down for a day instead. So we'll see you at the open mic. If you'd like to come, you're very welcome to come and watch or join in or whatever. Thank you, Zoe, for hosting and facilitating all the questions. And that's it. We're good to go. Thank you, guys. Give yourselves a big round. Thank you for coming. See you later.